Over 220,000 people are in emergency shelters around the country. In the three worst-hit prefectures, Miyagi, Iwate, and Fukushima, which bore the brunt of the tsunami, there are about 1,600 shelters housing more than 190,000 people. Many of those evacuees are suffering from shortages of food, water, and other essentials. On Wednesday morning, temperatures in some of the devastated areas plunged to 0 degrees Celsius. There is growing concern for the health of people in the affected areas. And now I hand it over to Ron Madison for what's going on in the world of business. Ron.
Yuko, thank you very much. The Japanese government says that damage from the devastating quake and tsunami on March 11th may amount to over $300 billion. The minister in charge of economic and fiscal policy released the estimate at a cabinet meeting on Wednesday. The projected damage from destroyed buildings and infrastructure systems in the 7 prefectures that were hit, mostly in the Northeast, would total somewhere between $200 and $308 billion. That does far exceed the $123 billion loss in the 1995 Great Hanshin earthquake in western Japan. If the damage from the latest disaster amounts to the estimated amount, the country's gross domestic product in fiscal 11, which starts April, would shrink by right around 0.5%, or just about $34 billion. The government does say, though, that the disaster's impact on the country's economy might be even greater. That's if the actual effects from the crippled nuclear power plant in Fukushima are factored into this calculation. Now, meantime, you may remember that the World Bank said earlier this week that damage from the disaster may reach $235 billion. Well, Tokyo Electric Power has asked major Japanese banks for emergency loans. The company is requesting at least 1.5 trillion yen, just about 18 billion US dollars. Sources say that the power firm has asked for the emergency funding from Japan's major financial institutions, including trust banks, and this is to cope with the current crisis at the quake-stricken